We have a Spawn 7 Deluxe Boxed Edition. I don't know if you would call it a figure or a statue, but I look at it as a statue, and I've wanted this for a long time, like for years, and I finally got it. Oh, I should have brought a knife.
I can go get one if you want.
Oh man.
How old is it?
Let me check the year here in a moment. I'm trying to get this tape popped. (2002). So it's what, 21 years old?
Yeah.
Coming out of the box for the first time.
I was gonna say, it looked kinda old.
I don't really care about keeping this box in shape because I don't plan on it ever going back in the box. Things to undo. Now I read Spawn, started reading Spawn when I first lived in New Orleans, back in I think 92 or 91, I can't remember when it actually first premiered. But your Grandma Rita's boyfriend Johnny O'Connor, he got all the issues. And I remember reading them in there. And I worked at it. Newspaper stand slinging snowballs, and I took my trade in comic books because the guy had newsstand comics. I would take a little money here and there, but he didn't have like candy or nothing like that. So I would just take pretty much all comics and a little bit of money, and I'd stay back there with that shaved ice and then make everybody in the neighborhood snowballs. What do you call them up here? Like a snow cone?
Yeah.
Pretty much the same thing. So I was getting some of my Spawn comics there. But then Spawn was coming out when I was a teenager, and I was into other stuff like running around with my friends and going to metal shows and hanging out in the woods and trying to talk to pretty girls. So I didn't get to read all my Spawn stuff as it was coming out. So recently, in the last couple of years, I've been getting the collected editions, finally catching up on all of my Spawn stuff. And I've always liked the way he looks, but I really like the story. And he's fun. Take the wires off of it. That one's actually wrapped around his, those are wrapped around his legs. I'll have to be careful pulling those off. His throne here, because when he came back from the dead, you know, these homeless guys in these alleys that looked up to him, and he was kind of their leader. They made this throne out of trash and dead bodies for him. Looks like, oh, what's this? I wonder if he, the way this is wired on his arm, I guess maybe he actually will come out of the throne. That's what I'm thinking, which I didn't expect. Look, yeah, he's still wired down over here. Look at that. I've never seen anything like that. That's saying a lot because we've opened a few toys, huh? I thought this was going to move faster than this. Look, he's got plastic around his arm holding that skull in. So I have to take that plastic out to like get the skull off. Looks like his cape comes off. Look, his cape comes off too. Look at that. I did not expect all that. I bet his gauntlet comes off. Well, no, I don't think so.
What's a gauntlet?
That thing he's wearing on his arm.
Hmm.
That's insane. So, yep. Yeah, his leg turns. I thought his leg looked funny. I was worried about that because I thought it was more of a statue. Look at it. There's rats all over it. Seeing the human skulls. Skulls. See the rats all down here?
There's Nola.
Did you hear? Good. What's this on the back? Here's a piece of plastic. Here. No, it's not. That's just where. That's good. That's sweet, ain't it? Look, and then part of his cape is still in the chair.
It's cool.
And his chains.
I still thought it was like a dragon for a second, like when it's turned like this.
Yeah, it has. You know what I mean?
Looks like his arms and a neck and a face and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like he's like this, and then his feet are like this, and his head's like this.
But it's neat because this was in the comics. You know what I mean? To see it like it out here in real life, it's pretty cool.
Can they ever make a movie about
I
it?
was just about to ask that.
They made a Spawn movie, and it was like it was all right,
Mm.
but it wasn't really what they were looking to make. They're in the process of getting a new Spawn movie together, like one that should be really good. So you guys will get to see some really cool Spawn here at some point. Al Simmons. He got killed, then made a deal with the devil to come back to Earth because he loved his wife Wanda, but the devil didn't tell him that he'd make that deal. But like 5 years had passed and he came back and Wanda was already married to his best friend. And he's not back as like a regular man. He's back as this like being composed of like some type of weird energy and something. He's just different. So he made a deal with the devil, and obviously the devil didn't keep his bargain correctly because he's the devil.
Yeah.
Won't you hand me what you got down there?
Oh. Let's see.
Masters of the Universe. Mosquitor.
You were showing me this last night.
Yeah. So look, there's Castle Grayskull. They got one at Mavericks. I'm thinking about buying it. See, you know, He-Man, then Skeletor is his main villain.
Yeah.
And then Hordak is the one that came before, and he's who turned Keldor into Skeletor. And Mosquitor is one of Hordak's men. And I loved these when I was a kid. This is a new remake version. There's a different head for him. And like some claw, and a different hand, and a gun. Like, and they got a little comic book that comes with it.
It's cool.
But yeah, the original ones would be pretty expensive now. So you get the newer ones and they're more affordable. I don't remember, I didn't look on there to see what series this was. These originally came out in the 80s, the 1980s. But this is like a 2000s version. Let's see, it's supposed to be when you pump his back, and the pump looks different than the old one does. But when you pump his back, the blood's supposed to move in his, because he's Mosquitor, and then suck your blood. You ready? Let's see. Oh yeah. You see it? That was so cool to me when I was little. See that? That's what entertained a kid 40 years ago. Look at that. Oh, that's so cool. Because it was like blood pumping and you could see it. Mosquito. And he's got that like red and black cool look.
Yeah.
And like I said, the pumping blood. I don't remember if the other one's head fully rotated like that. I don't think so.
Is that actually like what he looked like with his head?
Yeah.
Like, was he an actual person and wore a mask?
That I don't know for sure. I didn't get that deep into it when I was a kid, like reading the comics and all that stuff, and I don't remember from the cartoons if it ever really discussed that. I'm almost assuming maybe he used to be more humanoid and then got turned into this.
Cause like, it's just his head that looks different, but like the rest of his body looks like a human's.
Yep.
So I'm assuming he's probably like a human that wears that mask.
See, and the shape of it does look different than the shape of the old He-Man bodies, don't it? Because you know him more from those Savage World horror figures, the body types. Let me see what you got down there. Another Masters of the Universe. This has Keldor and Cronus. Keldor is who Skeletor was before Hordak turned him into Skeletor. So I'm going to take the Keldor head off and put the Skeletor head on. Cause that's
There's the cat.
Yeah, Panther.
Was that He-Man's cat?
No, that's Skeletor's cat.
Oh.
He-Man's cat was the green one with the red saddle. We'd go to Elder Beerman, which was next to the Salem Mall back in the 80s, and they had a Masters of the Universe toy section wall, and it was the greatest thing in the world to me. Nancy and Jerry wouldn't want to take me over to it because they know I'd be begging and crying for the toy. Because I was not as good of a kid as you guys. I'd be like, but I did it, please. I got it. You don't understand. Cronus is one of the bad guys. Whatever.
Yeah.
I never, you know what I mean? He was never one that really stuck out to me too much.
He was just kind of there.
Yeah, he's just there. But Skeletor, I love me some Skeletor. Okay, that looks like that'll glow in the dark. Look at that cute little head with the little shiny red eyes. The other ones I had, none of them have ever had shiny red eyes like that. Skeletor. Is this like opening? This is actually, I was going to say, is this like opening toys with Mavericks? But it's probably better than opening toys with Maverick because I'm more interested and I'm more like a kid, huh?
When you got him the wrestling thing, he just looked at it and he's like, I'll play with this later. So I'll play with that tomorrow, and walked away.
Oh, look, and this one's going to have a cape. Oh, come here. My little honey, she's just full of energy. Nola is 12 years old and sometimes acts like an 80-year-old woman.
I haven't had a long hair.
There was
It's got long hair.
I wish I had long hair like him. My hair's not that long. What was it? I don't know.
There it is. Skeletor. Now.
I didn't
he's
know
the
he
man.
had a blue body.
Yep. You watched a few of the Masters of the Universe cartoons, but not very many, huh?
I always thought it was called He-Man.
He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. He-Man. Let's see if his sword fits his hand here. It feels a little loose, but it's weird, this cape line. Mosquitor. Logann. Nola. Darrick Patrick.
Nola's so tired.
And Cronus. Hey guys, but what about me? What about me? You just came in the package that I came in. Whack. Whack.
Put his head on the stick, Nola?
Nola's getting evil over here.
She always is.
Cronus is a little bluer than Skeletor, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder if that's like
Is that his hand?
yeah, I guess it would maybe
Does
go.
it go on his beak?
No, it'd probably go, like if you took his hand off, it'd probably go as one of his hands. I don't think I want to risk it. You know, we've had some duds taking our hands apart before, haven't we? They don't go back
Whose
on.
hand is this?
His.
Oh.
Or look, you do it like that.
Put his head on the stick too, Nola?
See what corresponding and watch his chest. That's how you do it. You know what I mean? You have them go, look. Oh, see, look, that works like that, doesn't it? Look. And then, boom, see, his bloody chest is going. Mosquitoes would be a lot scarier if they was the size of you, huh?
Yes.
Dressed in battle armor. Swoop down from the skies.
Is it painful?
Like I said, it might seem a little silly to you girls, but I've been waiting decades to make Mosquitor's blood chest move again. I don't know what happened to my original one. I think I took all my He-Mans and took them down to Kentucky and gave him a little Rocky when he was still little. And like I was like, I'm done with toys. I'm too old for toys. And then it was like 5 years later, I was like, where are all my toys? I forgot, you know, it's like, just because I'm not going to play with them doesn't mean I don't want to stand them up because I like the characters and they have good memories from my childhood. Things you don't think about when you're just leaving your childhood. You want to make his chest move? Just do it. No. I think that's satisfying. It's like a hair, it's like a fidget toy.
It is like a fidget.
What kisses? I like you. You're my friend. You're a good